Hello and welcome to Chillin' Solo, and welcome back to another chapter of the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. Now, in the last chapter, we left Frodo up on Weathertop, where he got stabbed by the Witch King, and now we're moving on to chapter 9, so let's see what's happening now. With his last failing senses, Frodo heard cries, and it seemed to him that he saw beyond the riders that hesitated on the shore a shining figure of white light, and behind it ran small shadowy forms waving flames that flared red in the grey mist that was falling over the world. This is chapter 9, The Flight to the Ford. So in this scenario, the characters we have access to are Glorfindel, Frodo, Sam, Merry, Pippin, Strider, and Bill the Pony. Only mandatory one for this one is Glorfindel, and we have the threat deck of the Black Riders 1 to 4, which I've got here and I'll shuffle and deal out in a few minutes. And the victory condition for this one is a long victory condition. So this is the first time we're seeing this victory condition. This tells us that we have to finish all characters. So in order for us to win this scenario, we're going to have to ultimately play multiple rounds. So in our first round, we're going to choose 4 characters to assign to the hands, as we normally would, play through the whole deck, hopefully complete all of their objectives. If we do complete all their objectives, we're going to reshuffle the deck, deal out new hands, and then we get to reselect characters from the selection again. And what we're trying to do is trying to get everybody into play eventually and complete their objective. So say, for example, for the first round I pick Glorfindel, Frodo, Sam and Merry, complete their objectives. Next round then I could pick Glorfindel, Pippin, Strider and Bill if I wanted to, and then complete their objectives. That would complete all 7 of their objectives, winning me the scenario. But I don't have to sort of pick the people I haven't used. I could again use people I'd already completed if I feel the hand that are dealt are not going to be helpful in the way to complete certain people. So I'll just play as many rounds as I need to until everybody has been used and objectives have been completed. So that's our objectives for this scenario. And then it's got a little set of ability that says we have to use Glorfindel each round. So Glorfindel, one of our new characters, has to be used every time that we play a round of cards. We only need to use Frodo. We use Frodo just the one time. And then it says that we have to follow the instructions for the flight to the Ford event on the 9 card. So let's have a look at the 9. The 9. There were 9 riders at the water's edge below, and Frodo's spirit quailed before the threat of their uplifted faces. He knew of nothing that would prevent them from crossing as easily as he had done, and he felt that it was useless to try to escape over the long uncertain path from the ford to the edge of Rivendell, if once the riders crossed. So, for this scenario, the 9, it tells us that when choosing our characters, we're going to take the associated Black Rider card and attach it to that character. In the last scenario, we saw 2 of the new Black Riders. So we saw the Black Breath and the Witch King come into play. In this scenario now, we get 3 new Black Riders. So we have the Black Rider, the Wraith. His ability says that you cannot exchange or be exchanged with. We also have Black Rider, the Unseen. His ability is that your threat card is kept face down in secret until you complete your goal. The threat cards that some people have to draw to that require them to get certain cards for their abilities that would be kept secret from all players. And then we have the Black Rider, the Terror, that tells us you cannot lead with hill cards. If you're forced to lead with a hill card, you immediately lose the round. Okay, so we have each of these 5 Black Riders that are going to be attached to certain characters when we use them in a round. Now, there are special rules for the solo mode for this scenario. In the rulebook, it tells us that Strider will not receive a Black Rider card because the Black Rider that's specifically for Strider in this scenario is the Unseen, which is the one that makes him keep his threat card face down, which doesn't matter to us because we're playing on our own, so that's not going to affect us in any sort of way. So Strider doesn't get a Black Rider when we choose him, but the others will. So Frodo is going to receive the Witch King, which is the one that's stopped him from leading with rings. Merry is again going to receive the Black Breath, and the Black Breath is the one that lets him makes him that he's not allowed to win any rank 8 cards. Pippin is going to receive the Wraith. The Wraith is the one that stops Pippin being able to exchange cards with anybody. And then Sam is going to receive the Terror, which is the card that stops him leading with hill cards, which obviously hinders Sam since he wants to win specific hill cards. In this scenario, Glorfindel and Bill the Pony will not get dealt any threat cards. So that's the setup done. Let's have a quick look at our new characters for this scenario. We first of all have Glorfindel, who is one that we have to have in play every single round. His victory condition is that he needs to win every single shadow card. So that's all shadow cards valued 1 to 8. And his set of ability is that he adds the lost card into his hand, and then he gets to exchange with every character simultaneously. So it might be a bit tricky trying to get him to win every single shadow card, but we're going to see if we can do it. Then we're going to go on to Bill the Pony. Bill the Pony is sturdy, and his victory condition is that he needs to win exactly 1 trick. And his set of ability, he gets to exchange with Sam, 1 card with Sam and 1 card with Frodo simultaneously. So they're the characters we have in play. So Glorfindel has to come into play, and he wants to win shadow cards. So immediately, when we're looking at assigning hands, we could bring Glorfindel down to this hand here, since he's got the highest shadow card on display. What else have we got? We've got Frodo, who wants to win rings. We've got a few rings out. That might not be a bad idea to play Frodo this round, because we know we can possibly break rings fairly early and get Frodo to win them. Sam, who wants to win a specific hill card, maybe not. Mary, who wants to win 1 or 2. We could possibly do Mary. We could possibly do Pippin with the fewest. Strider needs to win higher or less than whatever threat card he draws. And Bill the Pony wants to win exactly 1. I tell you what, I think we're going to bring Glorfindel down here. I think that might be our best bet at trying to win in the shadow cards. He's got high card as well, so maybe that will help out. So bring Glorfindel down here. We're going to bring Frodo down here, since he has to have the 1 ring anyway. If Frodo's in the game, he needs to be the one with the 1 ring. And then we're going to bring Merry and Pippin in as well, I think. So we're going to bring Merry down here with this one, and we'll put Pippin over here with this one. Okay, so we'll get rid of these for now. We'll bring them back later on. Hopefully we can succeed in our first go around. There's our lost card up here, the 2 of Hills. There's our deck. We'll move that up here now. We're going to quickly shuffle the threat deck. And that will go over there. Now we're going to assign the Black Rider cards to the people who need them. So the Witch King is going to be attached to Frodo, so that's going to stop Frodo leading with ring cards. We're going to give Pippin the Wraith, so this means that we're not allowed to exchange with Pippin, so no exchanging cards for Pippin. And then we're going to give Merry the Black Breath, so that stops Merry winning any 8 valued cards. So good job, we didn't give him a hand that had 8 cards in there. So we're good to get started then. Okay, so we got to go through the set of abilities for each person. Glorfindel is going to be our first player for the round. Every time Glorfindel, well, for this scenario specifically, it tells us that Glorfindel will always lead the first trick, even though Frodo may or may not be in the game. So we only get to do 1 exchange. Pippin's not allowed to exchange. So the only 2 abilities we have access to for setup are Glorfindel and Merry. Glorfindel he's going to add the lost card to his hand anyway. But do we want to use his exchange? So his exchange that he gets to exchange with everybody at the same time, whereas Merry will only get to exchange with Frodo. Yeah, let's just use Glorfindel to exchange with everybody. We're going to exchange these 2 cards. We're going to give the 5 of Hill to Frodo and the 2 of Hill to Merry. Frodo is going to give the 5 of Mountains back to Glorfindel, and Pippin is going to give the 3 of Forest, why not, back to Glorfindel. Okay, that's setup all done. Now we can get into playing. So we're going to start off by playing the 6 of Shadows from Glorfindel. Then Merry's going to just get rid of his 2 of hills. Frodo is going to get rid of his 2 of forest. And Pippin has to play his 6 of shadows. That win goes to Glorfindel. And we're going to deal out some new cards. 7 of shadows, that's nice. Ooh, there's the 8 of shadows there, that's tricky. 2 of shadows and 1 of mountains. So yes, bit tricky now that Merry has that 8 of shadows. So what we can do is we're going to use the 8 of forests from Glorfindel. Merry doesn't have a forest, so Merry is going to play his 8 of shadows. Frodo has to play his 4 of forest. And Pippin is just going to get rid of his 6 of mountains. He doesn't want to win any tricks, so let's get rid of his high cards. That's another win for Glorfindel. Okay, new cards. Okay, 1 of hills, 6 of hills for Merry, 7 of forest there, and a 4 of mountain there. Okay, now we could do the shadows, but I think we want to get rings sorted for Frodo. So what I'm going to do is play the 5 of mountain here. Yeah, so Merry is going to play the 2 of mountains. Frodo, who doesn't have one, is just going to play the 1 of ring and choose to win. And then Pippin is going to play his 4 of mountains, so Frodo wins that with 1 ring 1 there. And we have got the token, but rings are now broken. We can lead with rings, however, Frodo is not allowed to lead with rings. So let's deal out some new cards. Got 3 of shadows, 1 of shadows, 2 of rings, and the 1 of forests. We could send the shadows back over to Glorfindel, or we could just try and win a couple more rings. Yes, we're going to use the 7 of forest from Frodo. Pippin doesn't have a forest, so he's going to play his 3 of rings. Glorfindel has to play his 3 of forests. And Merry has to play his 1 of forest, so that's another win for Frodo and another ring for Frodo. That takes him to 2. Okay, new cards. We've got 3 of hills, 7 of hills, 3 of mountains, and 5 of forests. Okay, so it's Frodo's turn. He's going to play his 3 of shadows, I think. Is he? Yes, let's play the 3 of shadows. 3 of shadows. Pippin has to play his 1 of shadows. And Glorfindel has to play his 7. And then Merry is just going to get rid of his 5 of forest. So that's another win there for Glorfindel. Deal out some new cards. We've got 6 of forest, 4 of shadow, 8 of hills, and 8 of mountains. So we need to get that last couple of shadow cards, which we can do straight away now with the forest, right? We're going to play the 6 of forest. No forest for Merry, he's going to play his 4 of shadows. No forest for Frodo, he's going to play his 2 of shadows. And no forest for Pippin, he's going to get rid of his big high mountain. That's another win for Glorfindel. Okay, now we're going to play the 3 of mountains. Merry is going to play his 7 of mountains. Frodo doesn't have one, he's going to play his 3 of hills. And Pippin is going to play his 1 of mountains. So that gives Merry the win. So that's one of his possible 2 tricks that he's won. And he didn't win any 8s, I don't think, so that's fine. Starting with Merry now, he's going to play the 6 of hills, Frodo's going to play the 8 of Hills. Pippin is now going to play the 7 of Hills and 1 of Hill from Glorfindel. That gives Frodo the win. And then Frodo's going to finish off by playing the 5 of Hills, 4 of Hills from Pippin, 2 of Rings, and 5 of Rings. That's the rings there for Frodo. Alright, I think we're done. Let's double check all of the victory conditions. Frodo needed to win 4 or more rings, which he has done, so that's Frodo completed. And he didn't lead with any ring cards, so that's fine. Pippin needed to win the fewest. He hasn't won any tricks, so that is complete, and he didn't exchange at the beginning of the game, obviously. Right. Glorfindel needs to win every shadow card. Has he won every shadow card? He should have 8 in the score pile here. So let's see what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yes, Glorfindel has won every shadow card. And then finally, Merry needed to win 1 or 2 tricks, which he has done, and he had to win 0 rank 8 cards. He doesn't have any rank 8 cards. That is Merry complete. Good start there. We've completed 4 of the characters. So that's round 1 complete. I'm just going to shuffle up the deck again, get set up ready to choose new characters, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Hello and welcome back. So we've set up ready for the second round. I've marked the 4 that I used in the first round with markers to say that we know we've completed those objectives. We just have to finish these 3 off, and then that'll be scenario complete. So let's have a look at what we've got here to deal with. So Glorfindel again needs to win. It has to be in the round and has to win all the shadow cards. So it seems like a bit of a no-brainer to send him here to the high shadow card. He'll be taking this shadow card into his hand as part of his setup. So that's 4 shadow cards already on the table that he can win fairly quickly. I think we're going to have to send Glorfindel down there. We've got left Bill, Strider, and Sam, who haven't been played yet. So Bill needs to win exactly 1 trick, which he could do with a couple of these hands fairly early on, but we'd have to make sure he doesn't win any more after that. Strider, who needs to win higher or lower than whatever the threat card is, which I'm sure we could deal with regardless. And then Sam, who needs to win a particular hill card, which again he could do by playing mountains that nobody else has. We've already got the 1, the 2, and the 4 out, so chances are we could win that pretty much straight away as well. So I think we could possibly do all 4 of them in this round. Let's give it a try, right? So in the rules, even if we fail this second round, we have the choice basically of either starting the whole thing again, completely wiping up any victories that we may have previously had and just starting fresh, or you can keep the victories you've already done and just try again and go for the ones you haven't completed yet. So that's probably what we're going to do is if we do fail, we're just going to keep the victories that we have done and carry on trying to complete the ones we haven't. But we'll see how this goes anyway. We might not need to worry about that. So Glorfindel first. Then we're going to, I think we're going to put Sam down here. He's got a high mounting card. Might be able to just take the mounting cards off other people, possibly. See how that goes. So we got Sam down there. I think we're going to put Bill down here with a high forest card that might help him win his 1 trick, and then we'll put Strider over here. Now we need to assign the Black Riders. Sam is the only one that's going to get 1. Bill and Glorfindel don't get 1, and Strider for this scenario, because we're playing solo, won't get 1 either. So Sam is going to get given the Terror. So this is going to affect Sam in a way that he is not allowed to lead with any hill cards. Okay, so these guys can come off. Don't need them. We're gonna move our deck up here now. Deck up the top. Let's reshuffle our threat cards quickly, because Sam and Strider are both gonna need to deal with these. Okay, and let's go into the set of abilities. So starting with Glorfindel, because he's going to start the scenario. Even though Strider has the 1 ring. Glorfindel's always the one that leads the first trick. He is going to add this into his hand, so he's got the 6 of shadows now, and he could, if he wanted, exchange with everybody at the same time, which again is we only get 1 exchange, and Sam can exchange with Frodo, Merry, or Pippin, who aren't in the game, so his exchange is useless. However, Bill the pony is allowed to exchange 1 card with Sam and Frodo. And Strider can exchange with Frodo, but there's no Frodo. So we could either do an exchange between Bill and Sam, or we can do an exchange with Glorfindel with everybody. I think it might be worth just switching Bill and Sam. Giving Sam the mounting card, making it more likely to for Sam to win this particular hill card he needs. So yeah, we're not going to do the exchange with Glorfindel. So now we're going to move on to Sam for his setup. He gets to draw his threat card. So we're going to see what kind of hill card Sam needs to win. He needs to win the 4 of hills, which Glorfindel has, which is slightly unfortunate. But we're going to exchange now Bill and Sam, which actually works out okay, because what we're going to do is give Sam the forest card and Bill the mounting card, because Glorfindel doesn't have any forest cards, so Sam might be able to win the hill in that way. And that's that. No more setup to do, so let's go on to playing. Glorfindel's going to start us off. I think we want to try and get Sam his win as soon as we can. Oh, actually, sorry, we need to finish Strider's setup. So he's going to draw a threat card, and his threat card is a 2. Now we have to say now if Strider's going to win more or less than 2 tricks for this scenario, and I think we're going to say more. We should be able to have Strider win more than 2 tricks this scenario, so let's go for it. Yeah, I think we're going to try and give Sam his win as soon as we can. So what I'm going to do is play the 2 of mountains from Glorfindel. Sam doesn't have any, so he's just going to play his 7 of forest. Bill has to play a mountain card, so he's going to play his 8 of mountains, and Strider doesn't have anything, he's just going to play his 2 of hills. So that gives Bill his 1 victory. That's 1 trick 1 for Bill. We don't want him to win any more. Let's deal up some more cards. There's a 3 of shadows, 3 of hills. Please don't get a forest. He didn't get a forest. Good. There's a 1 of mountains and 2 of forests there. So now we're going to play a 4 of forest from Bill. Strider has to play his 6 of forest. No forest card from Glorfindel, so he's going to play his 4 of hills. And then Sam is going to play his 8 of forest, giving the victory to Sam, and that includes the 4 of hills. So that is Sam's victory condition complete. I'll mark him there. We're just going to make sure that he doesn't lead with any hill cards for the rest of the game. Let's deal up some new cards. Oh, he's got the 8 of hills. 4 of rings there. Strider gets the 1 of shadow and 7 of shadows. Oh man, look at that. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the shadow cards out already here. So let's start giving Glorfindel his shadow cards. So we're going to play the 2 of shadows from Sam. Bill has to play the 3 of shadows. Strider has to play his 1 of shadows, and then Glorfindel is going to play his 8 of shadows, and that's a win for Glorfindel. New cards again. 3 of rings there. 7 of mountains. 5 of shadows. There's the final shadow card. And 5 of forests. So Glorfindel's going to start by playing his 7 of shadows. We've got the ring token here as well, just as a reminder. No rings have been broken yet. 7 of shadows. 4 of shadows from Sam. 5 of shadows from Bill, and Strider's going to play his 3 of hills. That's another win for Glorfindel. Let's deal up some new cards again. 5 of mountains, 3 of mountains, 7 of hills, and 3 of forests. So let's finally finish off these shadows. We'll play the 6 of shadows there. And Sam's going to play his 8 of hills, because he can't lead with hill cards, so let's get rid of them while we can. Bill doesn't want to win any more tricks, so let's get rid of high cards there. 7 of hills can go, and we'll get rid of the 3 of forest for Strider. Another win for Glorfindel. Okay, next cards. 1 of forest, 6 of hills, 2 of rings, and 4 of mountains. So we've got all the shadow cards. Sam's done him. Bill's won 1 trick, so we just need Strider to win more than 2 tricks. So if we just get Strider to win the rest of the cards, that would be great. We're starting with Glorfindel. Can't play a mountain. We could play a mountain card because Sam will win it. Or just play a forest card because Strider can win the forest straight up. So we're going to play a forest card from Glorfindel. We're going to play. Sam has to play his 2 of forest. There's no forest for Bill, so Bill is going to actually play the 2 of rings to break rings. So rings are broken now. And Strider has to play his his forest card, which is the 5. So that's 1 win for Strider. Put his up there for now. Okay, rings have been broken, so we could play rings right now. Or we have to play rings right now, actually, because otherwise Strider will lose. Yeah, we're going to play the 1 of rings. We'll play the 1 of rings, and he's going to choose to win this trick. So Glorfindel is going to play his 5 of rings. There's no ring card for Sam, so he's going to get rid of his hill that he doesn't want to lead with. And Bill has to play his ring card, so that's 2 wins for Strider. He needs to win 1 more. He's going to play his 5 of hills. No hill card for Glorfindel, so he's going to play his 5 of mountains. No hill card for Sam. He's going to play his 7 of mountains. And oh, actually, he's not going to play his 7 of mountains, because I've just realized that would give Bill the win later on. So he's going to play his 3 of mountains, and then Bill has to play his 1 of hills. So that's the 3rd trick for Strider. That's his victory condition met. He's won more than 2. And then we're going to finish off by playing the 4 of mountains. 1 of mountain from Glorfindel, 7 for Sam, 6 from Bill, giving Sam the victory, not Bill, for that final one. That is game over. Double check all conditions are complete. Strider needed to win more than 2. He's won 1, 2, 3 tricks, so he's definitely complete. Glorfindel needed to win all the shadow cards. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 shadow cards. That's all of them. So that's Glorfindel complete. Sam needed to win the 4 of hills, which he did. Let's just double check. There it is. And he didn't lead with any hill cards, so that's Sam complete. And Bill needed to win 1 trick, which is 1 trick right there. Bill complete. And that is the scenario complete. I must say I've struggled a couple of times practicing this scenario before filming this, but that one went quite smoothly. Quite happy with that. But it's interesting to have to sort of complete everybody's objectives in one go. Makes it a bit more tricky to try and figure out who works best with what hands when they get dealt. But yeah, it's good. The new extra Black Riders introduced some new cool little wrinkles that are specific to the characters that they're going to get attached to. So Sam, his Black Rider stopped him from leading with hill cards, which makes it a bit more difficult for him to win the hill cards. So you have to figure out other ways to get him that victory. But yeah, it was really cool. So that's chapter 9, The Flight to the Ford. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next chapter. Have a good one.